everybody. Welcome back to the Urban Hermit Podcast. Cameron Jones here, along with my co-host,
Mark Nussle.
Jordan Jones. I'll get it off the bat. One's got to go. You have a choice.
Okay.
And to make it harder, they're going to exist for everybody else. You just don't get to have them. Brownies or cookies? Go.
I don't have brownies near as much as I have cookies, so I'm going to say just cookies because the frequencies, they're always there.
Brownies, I feel like are to Cameron's point, fairly limited. Like there's one brownie,
There's
right?
one flavor,
There's one
yeah.
brownie.
Well, there's that cookie brownie kind of thing with the chips in it, but that's just a
Yeah,
cookie,
well, I mean,
really.
there's some powdered sugar on top. And have you guys seen the new pans where it sort of S's around where it's all corner pieces?
Yeah, I like that.
This is one of the only things I thought about buying out of Sky Mall. Cameron, I assume you were.
That's
thinking
totally a
about
Sky
buying
Mall
everything.
thing, isn't it?
Oh, I have things like
Yeah.
that. I have a little donut maker, too, a little donut pan. I'm always happy to have a brownie, though. I mean, if I were to compare the two, though,
Happy to have a brownie.
I think I've been more satisfied with a cookie in my life than I have been with a brownie.
Are you
I
guys
understand where
corner
you're coming
pieces versus middle pieces, gooey pieces?
Love a corner.
You'll have a corner.
I'm indifferent, but I do like the corner. You need the texture, a little crunch. It's nice and different, but I'm not
I like the crunch.
angry with the middle piece, you know.
Is that the issue with sort of tavern style square cut pizza?
If you're talking to me, that's the fucking biggest issue with it. I want crust.
I
Yeah.
want crust. I want at least a crust on my pizza, right?
Hey, can you give me the soupiest, middleest part of the pizza to hold on
See,
to?
that is the
you
it's
can?
just messy.
Great.
It's so much
just
messier.
cheese. Got it.
Sweet.
Or
It's gonna fall off
yeah,
though. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
More
sign
often
me
than
up.
not, you're going to pull that, and your toppings are staying behind or slopping.
Back to the
behind.
main question, though. I think cookie. There's oatmeal raisin. I picked the
Okay.
weirdest one off the bat. There's chocolate chip. There's Snickerdoodle.
So let me
there's-
rephrase it. Right, take your favorite cookie, and
Sure.
then I guess it doesn't. To me, I hear where you're coming from. I'm taking cookie as well, but I'm only taking it because of my favorite cookie, which is a little boring and generic. It's a chocolate chip cookie.
It's a chocolate chip. Cookie.
I will take that over a brownie, but if you took chocolate chip cookie out, I might go just brownies. I think
Well, then what do you?
there's a lot of
what's
good
the
cookies
cookie?
out there.
It's just a
just whatever cookie, snickerdoodle, sugar cookie, I
M&M,
don't know,
Jordan. It's essentially
gingerbread.
the same thing.
Peanut butter.
White macadamia nut. Love those.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot more cookies. Okay, it wasn't close. I was just trying to get the ball.
Hear me
rolling.
out,
now
though.
We're talking here.
a la mode, little scoop ice cream. I think brownie.
that is a
I
game
think
changer.
Brownie wins by a hair there.
Oh,
See, you guys are thinking of like a Sunday brownie, just like all kinds of things brownie that we're not. We know
Cosmic?
like a caramel, caramel brownie.
I'll
There's
say
just-
this, though.
There's more brownies.
I
out
could
there.
never have a brownie again as long as I can have like cake with ice cream. I feel like that's still the better combo and very similar.
Interesting. I feel like I'm. Ooh, what's your favorite
Now-
type of cake?
Yellow butter cake with chocolate frosting.
Yeah, that's probably
That's my
right, huh?
nostalgic. That's my nostalgic one.
I mean,
What
ice
about a
cream cake. I'll be
funfetti,
real.
some sort of
Do you know what
funfetti
like kind of
situation?
fancy / not fancy? This is from like wedding testing and like other birthday cake testing
Mm-hmm.
now. I like almond cake.
Oh yeah, almond and
pretty
lemon or
tasty.
honey cake are very good.
Yeah.
No,
I know.
you know, guys. Now we're getting off the beaten trail here, aren't we?
Well, here
Do you want to know what surprises me? People and like a coworker of mine's getting married, and she's going to do her cake testing, and she said this, and I know this from our cake testing. She goes, "I am so excited to try carrot cake." And I'm like,
Ugh.
"What?" I do not mind carrot cake, but
excited? No.
Carrot cake has a low. What am I trying to say here?
I hate it.
Carrot.
Honest to
Carrot
God.
cake has a low ceiling. The best carrot cake is no
carrot
better
cake.
than like Angel. What's the Angel food cake?
Yeah, I'll put that
Oh,
ahead
angel
of it, though.
food cake sucks.
That with a little whipped cream, some strawberries. I'll take that over.
it sucks.
I'll take that
Cameron,
over
it
carrot
sucks.
cake any
Don't.
day.
But
Don't.
you guys, what you're leaving off carrot cake, and this is like where it's made. It's got the cream cheese frosting.
That's the
and
best part.
That's
That's
better.
the frosting.
That's
is the
good.
best part.
Yeah.
The frosting there is good.
And I'm not usually a frosting guy, but on a
Nobody
carrot
is, but cream cheese
My
frosting
God.
on anything.
Honestly,
it's good.
Interestingly, because I worked at the bakery, I had to lead cake testings a bunch, which I should not.
Lead them?
Yeah, I was the one like with like the bride and or like the
like
mother
tastings, like wedding tastings.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I actually am quite versed in this a little bit, but I would go with a either almond or honey cake with a raspberry compote and
Jesus Christ.
I should not have been leading those cake testings.
You know, this
I
could
didn't
be
eat
very,
many, but-
this could be controversial, but I like a German chocolate cake with a little bit of
I can't go wrong with
coconut,
that.
a little bit of coconut.
That's quite fine.
I'm not fan of coconut on its own.
I
Or
didn't used
as
to
a
be.
thing, but I've grown.
Are you like?
Sorry, I don't want coconut to be the main event, like your almond joys and your that.
You like it as a condiment,
Too much
a sprinkle,
coconut.
an addition.
But as an accent, I have grown to appreciate that in adulthood. As a kid, I would have said, "Get the f out."
I
of here.
hated it, even
I don't
as
want
that little sprinkle. I did not like it. Now I can enjoy.
What's that
just
one
like a
Jewish
coconut
treat we
thing.
eat? What's the one Jewish?
Oh,
Is
macarons.
it macarons? Yeah, macarons. I like those, which
Are
is
those
just like chocolate covered
Jewish
coconut.
delicacies?
Aren't
I
they?
don't know. Maybe.
No, I don't know. I'm asking.
Not the little sandwich thing, though.
No. You're talking
are
about
macaroons.
coconut macarons with chocolate. Yeah. I don't know if it's a Jew thing. It might be.
Don't.
I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
I'll throw that in each time it sounds questionable, guys. Don't worry.
I don't know. I'm not gonna find the answer for you. I got lucky though during our wedding tasting because it was during COVID still ish, and they're like, we're gonna give you a bunch of cake to try. Just come pick it up and you tell us what you want us to make. So we didn't have to sit with anybody. We just got a bunch of samples of cake and like frostings.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
It was actually pretty fun.
Would you pick red velvet?
We did one red velvet because we knew that was popular, and I think we went with an almond cake.
Not a bad answer.
You guys like
like-
what sweet treats do you have in your fridge right now? Freezer, fridge.
Well,
I've got.
I'll tell you,
just because we had our first birthday, I got like 4 things of ice cream and no more birthday cake. Just finished it tonight. Yasos. I like a Yasso yogurt mint chocolate chip bar.
Do you and I just ran out
Do
of?
you like mint chocolate chip mint?
I do as an adult. I didn't as a kid.
I just ran out of them, but I had my freezer stocked with those little like Swan's Man ice creams with the wooden spoon in there. Just blew
So
through them,
good.
but it's a perfectly portioned little treat, so I don't overdo ice cream. You know, that's part of it.
You know what I had? You know what I had recently? A mini drumstick. But it was Oreo, and it
They
was
make those.
good. I'd never seen it before. I had it recently, like a week.
Do you want to
ago.
hear a mistake I recently made? I bought drumsticks. The bag was bigger. It was $12 versus $8 for which was the other bag. Turns out I bought minis, which are like 2 inches and not.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking. They were minis.
Oh, see, I
but
thought
they
it
were
was
like Oreo flavored.
The Oreo
Have you heard
flavor's
of the-
great. I thought I was buying regular stuff.
I like the mini aspect.
Have you heard of the ones that are just like like the bottom of the cone? That's just like the chocolate.
Ooh, that'd be great.
I think
yeah.
they sell those as like little nibs.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Just little bite-sized little cone chocolate pieces.
Best part. what
On
you're working
food-related
towards.
news, pretty big update for me. I had my yearly White Castle. I think it's gross.
Oh, no.
It always makes me feel sick.
Why did you do it?
I don't know. Once a year, even though I know it's bad, I just
I
get
think
it.
I probably have it maybe more than once a year.
I definitely
Twice?
do not. Once a year is a big, even for me, maybe.
I've only had it once in my life just to do it, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm never doing
You're
this.
not
It's
better,
not good.
You're not better than us though because of that, Jordan.
In the moments when you guys are getting White Castle, I am.
You are. No,
you're right, you're right,
No,
you're
right.
right.
We're weak in those moments.
I'm
You're
not better
correct.
than you, but you guys are way worse than me. Like, I'll take no ownership in that situation.
A little bit in my defense, there's one right by the house, and I pass it constantly, so it's just visually in.
Where there's a White Castle, I mean, you can throw a stone. You probably got a BK or something else.
Yeah,
around
I have
that's
2
better.
McDonald's. I got
Yeah,
a
but
Popeyes.
Jordan,
I have so much.
there's
around me.
something about slamming like
I get
6
it,
of
I
those
get
little
it.
sliders. Like,
See, but that's always what I think. But then I always forget that the buns are like soggy and steamed, and like if it was like a
that sounds fucking awesome, right? now.
if it was a bar like slider where the bun was actually good and like thick and like held structure, I'd be all about it. But the burgers are weird and gray.
I'll do some inside baseball just between the three of us. But
They are
not
kinda
the
gray,
best
aren't
slider I've ever had, but I loved when I lived next to Jesus, what's the Iowa bar that I used to live by?
Jack and Gingers.
Yeah, Jack and Ginger's.
Foreshadows.
I lived next to both of them actually. At a time, Jack and Ginger's. This is when Iowa wasn't like killing it, so Meg and I could watch. The
When
first
are
half.
we ever?
Yeah, really.
Well, we definitely weren't competitive for a couple of years. I mean, we lived there for a long time. But what I'm saying is,
Well, with
we
Stanzy.
can wake up, watch the first half, go to Jack and Ginger's, find a seat on the patio, get some dollar slammers, get a couple brews, and then go back for like the fourth quarter.
They had dollar
that.
beer night there, but the beers were like 4. They were like little shooters, weren't they?
They were tiny little cups.
I got had at a bar, and this was my own chance. I saw a dollar High Life I'm like, oh, great. But it was one of those like chasers you have with Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Didn't even, I'm like, I should have read that it was like 2 ounces. I'm like, whatever. But that was on me. I drank
We've
it.
talked about this probably on former
Somebody should have told me, though.
podcast,
It's like, you
but-
just want 1 2-ounce beer.
This was when Mark and I were still underage, but there was this like bar that was kind of a club. I think it closed anyway, Red Canary, so it doesn't matter. But they had dollar beer night where it was just like domestic Bud Lights were $1 on Wednesday or Tuesday.
Like bottles of like Miller and Bud like for $1.
It was great, and they weren't carding us. I mean, it was dead in there because it was like a club on a Wednesday, but that used to be our thing after band practice, and we just owned that place.
I don't think I definitely did. No, I never went to that place with you guys, I don't think.
We did that after we did they do trivia there or did they do trivia?
Nah, that wasn't a trivia place. We did, I can't remember. We did trivia at Northside for sure.
We might have done like Buffalo what was it? Wild Goose, watch the Bulls game, Red Canary.
Bit Inside Baseball. These are all places we frequented quite a lot together in Chicago. Wild Goose, good wing place.
If you're playing along at home, macarons aren't inherently Jewish. They just kind of found their way. They just kind of found their way into like Passover meals because of their there's no dairy in it. Essentially,
It's hard. I've heard they're hard to make. Like I've seen on like Top Chef or Master Chef or Cutthroat Kitchen or whatever these shows are. Like those are a very hard dessert to make. So
From what I've
when
heard,
done right.
there's one dish I've heard more than any other that everyone's like, oh, these are impossible, and that's tamales. Why do we make them?
I think it's
gonna say
time
baked Alaska.
consuming.
That probably. I think it is
Takes
maybe
a
just a time consuming thing, but
I think it's just time consuming. It's not.
But that might
impossible
be
to
the
make. It
number
just
one
takes a lot of
dish I
time.
hear people complain about, saying like, ugh, I'm making tamales this weekend. And I'm like,
I love when
I
somebody's.
think it's like a whole family, and this may be a cultural thing, family ordeal, where it's like you get together, you buy the matzah, you buy. Everybody's helping out making the tamales.
See, and that may be why I'm hearing the complaints, because the experience I've seen is 1 or 2 people really huffing it in the kitchen.
They're staying up till like 6 a.m. in the morning. Yeah.
It would be great to get like a tamale pipeline hookup. It's like, hey,
I do. It's the store down the
we
street.
make
They're
tamales.
great.
No, I'm just saying more like a, hey, we're gonna drop you off a bag of tamales. It's on.
We also have that. It's
You know what I
Nicole's
mean?
aunt. We actually have some in the fridge right now. From
You have a
Yeah,
tamale gun.
you do. I was saying it'd be nice for me.
Oh,
I haven't
gotcha.
gotten any goddamn trickle down tamales. Got to go to Chili's.
There was a bar that used to do like a pop punk night.
Yeah, the tamale guy.
He's literally called the tamale
The
guy.
tamale
Would
guy.
come in with this heat insulated cooler with tamales, and all of the drunk white people would buy the tamales.
I'd hit up tamale guy.
We did.
Oh yeah.
We did it. It happened.
It's great.
Before we get too
me
far
up.
off of sweets,
Yeah, sure.
So last night I was missing sweet treats from my freezer, and I had a hankering. So I logged on to my
Did you make
sweet
a
treat?
Go puff.
I did not make a tamale. No, I did not make.
Well,
a
no,
macaron.
as you said, you make something sweet somehow.
No, I logged on to GoPuff. That is correct, Jordan.
Oh, I missed that.
Nice.
And I ordered.
We don't have it. We don't have it here.
I ordered a
can't
nice
get it.
pint of B&J's. I got a BJ, Ben and Jerry's.
What was the flavor?
I like half baked. There's some brownie bits in there. There's some caramel. There's some cookies and cream. Anyways, I went for the cookie dough.
Can't go wrong there. That used to be my favorite ice
So-
cream.
Unpopular opinion. I don't like cookie dough that much.
Really?
I get why.
Okay.
It
I
can
know.
be
I don't know
hard
why.
Sometimes I get why there's some problems with it, but I like. Do you not? You just don't
Ben
like.
and Jerry's figured it out.
You don't like cookie dough. Or you don't like cookie dough and ice cream, or both.
I think in ice cream.
So you're fine with a spoonful of cookie dough on its own.
Yeah,
Okay.
which I haven't had in a while. I don't
So
know.
I,
maybe the
I
bit
plugged in
says-
my order. I was excited for the pint of ice cream that's going to come. I'm looking at the delivery time. It seems the times it's not adding up. It's too long. It's like an hour for it to get here. I'm like, fuck. I'm looking at the address.
Mark, there's a Walgreens 30 feet away from your apartment.
Oh, you.
It's after hours, so I'm in a
okay.
desperate mode here.
I get that.
Yeah, the wrong address is typed in, right? So what do? I text the delivery driver. I said, "Hey, I'm super sorry. I put in the wrong address." He just says, "Oh." I'm like, I can tell already he's fuming. I said, "I'm sorry. I can either tip you in cash when you get here to this correct address, or just enjoy the pint of ice cream yourself."
I bet
He says, "Okay, what's the correct address?" I give him the address. I'm not going to dox myself right now. He's like, "Well, that's 10 miles from here." And in Chicago, that's
That's
going
a
to
lot.
take a bit. I said, no
Practically
worries. Again,
Michigan.
my fault. This is my fault. Enjoy the ice cream. He's like, well, are you craving it? He literally he sent me. He said, haha, are you craving for it? I'm like, God damn it. Now he's just making fun of me. I'm like,
Yeah, that's why I ordered it. Like,
it's fine.
Yeah, I
it's
ordered
fine.
ice cream
Enjoy
at
the cookie
1:30.
dough. He's like, if you're craving, I'll come for you right now. I'm like, oh, okay, Jesus fucking Christ.
You got sexually harassed by a driver.
So yeah, I'm like, he's like, if you're craving, I'll come for sure.
Did you
He
get it?
said that to me. I could, yeah, I sent him the address. I tipped him an extra like $10.
How much did you
and I
spend
got
on
my
ice
ice
cream?
cream.
Out of curiosity.
For a pint, it was probably like $8 to $10.
Okay. I've made
Here
crazier
was Go
decisions.
Puff.
No, I mean it's still silly at like when fucking 11 p.m. It's like, all right, dude.
Anytime I was getting Go Puff, I'd shop with my eyes first, and then I'd get the total. I'd be like, I gotta make some
Oh,
edits. I can't be.
I don't think there was a
$600
single
on
Go Puff order where I didn't have to delete half of it. I'm like, oh my god.
Like, what am I doing here? Am I trying to
Just
grocery
his
shop?
text though, where he's like, haha, are you craving it? I'm like, oh my god. I was so embarrassed. I'm like, yeah. I
Yes,
guess,
sir.
Yeah. I guess
You guys
I guess I'm
can't. You
craving
guys
it.
can't see Mark right now in the camera, but he's eating
Yeah, I've got a
Ben
spoon.
and Jerry's just right now spooning it up. Cookie dough. And there's some weird guy in the background.
So I recently got a red light ticket, and I've
Oh,
never
no.
been more guilty in like the okay. So, well,
you
no,
can't see me,
it's
but
such bullshit too. Because like I do remember it at the time. I was making a left turn in a left turn only lane, and it was very yellow when I started, and I just didn't know it was a red light one. But in the pictures, it shows me before like getting in the lane of traffic, and it's totally green. So for like a day, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna contest this, no problem. I'm not paying this $100 ticket. And then as I go to like online to contest it, I then look at the video, and it's pretty much immediately red the moment I pull out into traffic. It is the most incriminating thing.
Sir,
I've
we also saw a gray slider in your a gray burger slider.
Oh,
in your
wasn't
hand.
guilty that day, but it was like 2 days later. But that's maybe the most incriminating thing I've ever seen of myself. They really duped me.
You don't want to see that, do you? Like, you don't never want to see that come.
Well, especially because I was like, oh, I'm pretty. Like at the time, I felt it. I'm like, I might have gotten slapped for that one. And then when I saw the pictures, I got so excited. I'm like, I can fight this. I can win this one. But they got me.
Anytime I
I'm
got
sorry,
what
just
looks
the
like a
vision of
ticket, I'm
you
like,
so
just be under
guilty.
100.
Is so
Just
funny.
be under 100.
Like the
Picture you like, even though I don't think you smoke cigarettes anymore, smoking a cigarette and texting on your phone.
Yeah, just the most guilty.
that might be the first one I've
So-
ever like actual like automatic ticket I've ever paid for. I've gotten.
Did you not know it was there,
I
or you did and you were just?
I was rushing home from my parent-in-laws and my in-laws in between lunch. So it was. I was
Yeah.
just in a rush. I was trying to make it yellow. They got me. They got me.
How many times have you gotten towed while living in Chicago?
None.
Towed?
Never. I
Towed.
helped you.
I've gotten towed once. Boot a couple times. Ticket.
Ooh, boot.
Just a plethora.
Did you ever get the window thing?
I've
Did we do
gotten
the
parking
window
tickets.
thing here?
The barnacle.
Is that what
They're
it's
starting
called?
to do the barnacle now? Yeah.
Well, I don't even know what that
It
is.
sucks to your
So
window and blocks your entire view.
Which
Oh, jeez.
it still lets you. Which I think is scarier because it still lets you.
Yeah, I can drive my car.
away.
Wait, you can get out?
Yeah, well, it's just like
Like you know how the boot sticks
Yeah,
to your
boot.
wheel, right? And it doesn't let you physically drive. The barnacle is a big suction cup, as to Cameron's point, but it sticks to your windshield so you can't see. But I think you can still just like back out,
Stick
and
your head out
reverse
the
of
window
there.
and yeah.
yeah, you're still driving down the street with the barnacle on your windshield.
yeah, it seems a little more
see what this
dangerous.
looks
Oh, you
like.
looking it up right now?
Yeah,
I don't like
gotta
that we're
see
calling
this,
it the
I don't know.
barnacle.
It was something they did. I think it started. I don't know where it started, but they did it in London, like San Francisco. The boot was very like New York,
Oh yeah,
Chicago,
you're gonna see a lot of assholes driving around barnacles.
with barnacles on.
Like, I'm getting the fuck out of this parking lot. Well, you lost all the power. They're gonna be like Ace Ventura with their head out the wheel. They're gonna be fucking.
It must be
the
easier
window.
to attach. I wonder why they switched to it because this is a new thing that Chicago's doing.
Huh.
Maybe the other way, people's cars were getting too fucked up, and they had like.
Or they'd
counter-
fuck
I
up,
don't know.
or actually fuck up the
You might
boots
be
or something.
less willing to like smack something on your windshield because you'll break it, as opposed to like.
Look, I'm sure there's a time and a place to boot somebody's car, but I think inherently, fuck those guys. I want to come up with a vigilante that just followed them home and booted all their wheels. And that's all they did, was put boots on people that booted cars.
To answer your question, though, I don't think I've actually ever gotten a car towed. I've gone with you to get a car out, but I don't.
I got
Jordan,
2 toes.
Oh, that's
I
not
remember
true.
you were staying at our house.
Yeah.
It was so. It wasn't even because. Well, you were parked illegally, but it was December 1st.
Well, that's why it was parked illegally.
That's why, but it wasn't necessarily illegal at the time.
When it was parked.
But the sign says starting from like December 1st to April this, if your car is parked here, because it was snow cleaning, right?
It was
or
the
something.
snow zone, right?
Snow
so there
zone.
was like
Even though there
half
was
an
no
inch
snow.
or one. I got fucked.
I remember that, dude. That was like right when we moved into our spot in Avondale.
I woke up and I'm like, well, my car's stolen, so I guess I'm here. And I read the sign. I'm like, oh, this is even worse. I got to find my car now.
And pay for it, yeah.
And pay a shit ton for it.
It really is the
And
worst
if you had
process.
tickets, which I don't think I had a lot of tickets, but that was worse. The other time I was, this is when I did delivery for a pizza place in college. I pulled up to a place probably in Gold Coast. And you know how people that work the front of these high-rise buildings are. Like, some are chill. Some people are like, you are entering my building. You fuck off. So I'm like, hey, dude, can I park here like for like 10 seconds? I'm going to run up and down. It's like, yeah, don't worry about it. And I came down. I go, where's my car? He's like, you can't park there. It got towed. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding
Ooh,
me.
that's a
So that was
petty
nightmare.
move.
That was bullshit,
In my brief experience being a Chicago delivery driver, worse than like the apartment building, like front desk people, are anyone who works in like the underground delivery areas. They're very specific. They have timetables.
yeah.
They do not
Like
like
load-in
Fuck
zones?
that, dude. Anybody in under like lower whacker, fuck that. And they just expect you
to know where the fuck I am
to-
and what's happening. I'm so
to go up
lost.
this freight elevator to this hallway to this elevator to this hallway to this, like, oh my god, I hate that.
Especially when you're like,
The only one thing I dislike as much, no, the good getting in lower actors the worst, but I hate somebody's like, it's so easy. I'm like, shut up. It is not easy. Like, just because you know the underbelly doesn't mean anybody else
and it's
does.
way worse when you're actually making those deliveries because you're going in like utility
time-sensitive,
tunnels and
too.
lanes and shit that lead directly into buildings and private parking garages. So it's not like those are publicly posted anywhere. That's all. I mean, it's always with vague directions, like just make a left turn under what should be LaSalle. There's no sign for it, and then just follow.
And once you're down there, GPS
Gone.
service gone.
Get out of there. Sunlight, hope, all gone as well. Nothing's getting through there.
Nothing.
I hated it. Worst place to deliver. I've got my 2 worst places to do a food or anything delivery.
600 West Chicago.
Not specific, but like businesses. Number 1 is hospitals. You guys can get fucked. You guys don't meet anybody. You don't tip that well. They're mazes. But number 2 are college campuses, because it doesn't make any sense what building is what address. I hated going to college campuses.
I never really did on deliveries, I guess.
Oh, we did a lot. You'd like deliver to some teacher.
I thought it was gonna be a kid for sure.
it's- No.
What's he doing?
It'd
living
always
in the
be like
dorms?
some.
No, yeah,
No,
Jordan,
not-
you're right.
not-
It's usually
not-
like a group of teachers that were like, we
It's
have
not
lunch at
dorms,
the
it's
same
like-
time.
Yeah, it's like a lunch at like a building within the college campus. Sucked. I
Suck.
have no follow up. That's it. I'm just bitter about it now. That's it. Tip your delivery drivers or tip everybody. I don't know. Or tip nobody. I don't know about tips now. It's getting out of hand.
What do you feel about? Would you
tip
like it better if we
everybody.
were one of the countries that it's just it's included and they get paid fairly?
Yeah, that'd be better for I think everybody, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of problems. We can start there, I guess.
Okay. What do you got? What hot topic news stories is Cameron? have?
You guys want to hear about a news crew reporting robberies getting robbed?
What?
This
Sure.
is coming to us from Chicago. This is from APN News. Chicago television news reporter reporting on a string of robberies ended up robbed themselves after they were accosted at gunpoint by 3 armed men wearing ski masks. It's
Scary.
terrifying. This is coming from the Spanish language station in Chicago. A reporter and a photographer were filming before 5 a.m. Monday in Chicago's West Town neighborhood when 3 masked men brandished firearms, mostly taking their personal belongings, but they did steal the camera as well. There's not much more to it. It's just literally while they were filming this, they got robbed, and that's it.
Honestly, this is just me tuning into like CBS, NBC, ABC News at 5. Some sort of robbery, there's nothing happy about any news.
Any news
Chicago.
in general.
No. Any news period is not good. You know what I think they got to get rid of? You guys can't, and I understand why you need to show it for a safety standpoint. You guys got to stop showing fast speed chases, car chases.
Well, I think a lot of places
only ends in
because they usually end in just
death.
I think there are some states that do, but I think a lot stopped that a while ago because
you just got to stop
I'm
doing
a
it,
horn
guys.
dog for a high speed chase though.
You're in the wrong state. Does
High
Illinois
speed, I
show
could not
them?
get it
I
out.
can't remember. I feel like
Oh
I
yeah,
have seen
I feel like I watched one live.
Yeah, so we still do it, but you shouldn't.
So I mean, best case scenario, they hit something and they don't die or create damage. But here's what happens the moment somebody does crash on something and they're able to. They get out of the car and they start running. Like, what are you doing?
That's the best
if
part.
there's a helicopter in the air,
He's running.
Oh,
if there's a helicopter in the air, you're done. They're gonna find you. They have thermal.
Yeah, you're done. Once
if you're on the
in the air.
news.
Yeah, you're not getting out of that one. We have another news story here. This will lead into a later I'm Not Crazy episode that I'll be doing. But this happened, I think, a week or two ago. But the biggest search for the Loch Ness Monster took place this year, very recently. Mystery hunters converged on a Scottish lake on Saturday to look for signs of the mythical Loch Ness Monster. Now,
what if they find it? What if holy shit, we found it?
Oh shit, it's way smaller than we thought.
It's
like a fucking water
it won't
moccasin.
stop you selling merchandise and tourism. If anything, it would probably just make a big boost there for the area. It'd be great.
I actually think it's gonna hurt. It's like, oh, I guess that's it.
Nah, because people are going to want to see it. Now they know for sure something's in there.
No, it's like when any curse is broken. Like when the Cubs won the World Series, now your whole identity's gone. Now you're just a team.
Yeah, now we're just a
Same
team.
with the Red
Yeah,
Sox.
I've thought
you're
that
just a
too.
team that
You
won
went
it
from a
recently.
searcher to a researcher. That's what's going to happen. Now you're the leading scientist on this make-believe creature.
That never happens. They can bring in the real scientists.
The Loch Ness Center said researchers would try to seek evidence of Nessie using thermal imaging drones, infrared cameras, and hydrophone to detect underwater sounds in the lake's murky waters.
How big is Loch Ness?
It's about 18 miles long by 2.
Is there an inlet to?
Yes, the River Ness
sort of
does.
sea or ocean.
The River Ness leads into the or the one of the ocean. Yeah, it does.
Nessie's not there anymore. Nessie's not there.
Well, the River Ness does get pretty shallow, but there is a canal next to the River Ness for ship passage, so there actually is like a deep enough water passage from Loch Ness out into the ocean. Urban Hermit is. I mean, not Urban Hermit. I'm not crazy. I'm sitting on a gold mine of research right now, Mark.
That's what I was about to say. She's sitting on a gold.
There's a lot of things in the back of my head right now.
If you were to have one of these two, do you still have more to talk about?
Not much. I remember seeing about this first because they were calling all or any volunteers that wanted to come to essentially look on the shoreline with binoculars. And initially, I thought that's what they meant by the biggest search for the Loch Ness Monster ever. I thought they were just going to have 50,000 assholes along the outside of it, just looking. But no,
you froze a little bit, but I assume that your words still kept happening. Great.
Would you guys love to visit Loch Lomond or Loch Ness?
Yeah.
Loch Lomond.
If I was in Scotland and it was near, I'd check it out. It wouldn't be the reason I go there.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be.
I wouldn't travel all the way to Scotland just to see Loch Ness. I'd hopefully be there doing, pub shit and all kinds of other cool stuff.
Yeah, pub shit. A lot of pub shit.
If you could, one of these two can be real. You get one and you get...
Taking Bigfoot.
Loch Ness. Okay. I think everybody would, right?
Yeah, well, one...
You're saying Bigfoot or Loch Ness? Which would you take?
Yeah. I would have thrown in aliens, but it turns out
How are
those
you,
are just real.
you shot him or you caught him in a net?
I think we discover the real of having played Red Dead.
I guess we have
Pictures
to
aren't
for
gonna
the
do it,
purpose
though.
of this.
Pictures aren't gonna do
They
it.
have to be captured. Both are captured somehow. Captive.
I'd like to say net. It seems humane.
Yeah. Yeah. And then,
I've seen Tarzan. I've seen movies with nets, Mark.
Have you?
Yeah.
First comes next, then comes chains and shackles and sideshows and peanuts getting thrown at you. Mark, where is it? Man? Sometimes on the Empire State Building.
That's true. Do you guys want to hear?
Or below the Empire State Building.
Have
on
you
the
heard
ground,
this?
No, let's not brush past this just yet.
Yeah. Let's get the answer. Like, what do you got? What do you want?
I think
Bigfoot?
Bigfoot's correct.
Yeah.
Yeti. I mean,
Well-
is he in topic of conversation?
I think you
Same
got more
family.
questions with Bigfoot. Loch Ness, I assume you're like, oh, something historically trapped this.
There's either a prehistoric.
Bigfoot is like evolution we're learning more, I think.
Loch
right?
Ness, we just catch it on like a spin bait, and it's like, oh, that's just a northern pike.
Which they
Yeah,
do think it is. Also, though, I mean, Loch Ness, not Loch Ness, Bigfoot's here. You know, that's something nearby that we can get behind. I'm not going to see the Loch Ness Monster, but I might stumble across a Bigfoot.
Oh, you're just saying you would travel to.
I think it's a little.
We assume it's in the Northwest, right? It's in
Just
the,
a little home
Pacific
pride, I
Northwest.
think. Just like that's our monster, so I'm kind of back in
Oh,
that.
cool. USA. We get Bigfoot.
Well, North America.
Have you seen how many spottings though of Bigfoot there are? It's everywhere. There's one in Iowa. Like, yeah, right. It's not
Anywhere
Iowa.
there-
It's definitely Pacific Northwest. No,
The
assume
Appalachia, you
that's
got
where it
them.
is.
There's such.
there's Appalachia. Yes, sure.
Mark,
I
there's-
think there's more than one.
Well, there's breeds. I mean, such as the Yeti. You have
Breeds.
your snow ones. Then you have what's called the skunk ape, which exists in wetlands.
Jesus.
That's a Florida and
Ooh, I'll
South.
tell you what. I don't want nothing
I
to do with the skunk ape.
Nothing to do with the skunk.
Keep
ape.
me away
For
from
obvious
that
reasons,
thing.
it
Keep
smells
me
like
away.
a skunk.
I'd rather take the Appalachian hill ape than a Florida.
What do you think, Jordan? He
swamp
sprays.
ape.
He probably sprays, doesn't he?
He has a pungent
Oh, yeah,
smell.
but
I don't
like-
know if it's a
Pungent.
spray or not, but yeah, I know a lot about that too.
Sprays like
Leaks.
Four Locos on you and like tobacco spit. It's a swamp thing.
We got a Yeti spittoon.
No, I'm back in Bigfoot for sure. He's our boy.
Just quickly, aliens exist. Our government told us, and we don't care.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of big problems going on right now. So unless it becomes a threat, I think everyone's like, okay.
Hey, if they're looking at us on TV, we'll talk about it. But the world's falling apart, so
Yeah,
fuck
that's
'em.
I think where everyone's kind of at right now.
We'll listen to
About
their
pilots.
answers.
They said pilots. That was an odd word to me.
Well, that means there's something in there. Non-humanoid biologicals.
It's like Men in
That
Black.
not an
That like
alien?
weird fucking little guy just like in the helmet.
Could be.
and
It could be
everything.
a physical alien. It could be that could mean interdimensional. Could mean
Interdimensional
could-
mosquito.
could mean a lot of things. It's just not a human. We know that much. I'll get to that at some point. Have you guys heard about that worm found in a woman's brain?
I have not.
Inch.
No, this is actually, I've been seeing a lot of this headline. This is pretty terrifying. A 64-year-old English woman living in Australia had an MRI scan, and it revealed a parasitic worm living in her brain. From what I read, it seems like she's doing fine now. But what makes this kind of scary is this parasite is usually only found in reptiles and amphibians. So this is the first time that any of these parasite has been documented making...
This motherfucker right here.
Yeah, but you
This
flash
guy
forward. She's hanging out with a lot of weird
not
reptiles in her house, or
real.
she recently went on a weird dumb trip to wherever you touch reptiles.
Probably.
right?
Well,
How did
she's
get
in
there?
Australia. But
There's
but
your
the scary
answer.
thing in this
You're
is
burying
this is the
lead.
first time that this parasite's ever made a jump from reptiles to mammals. So this could be a new
Another
new
pandemic?
problem for people. Much like that mushroom we were worrying about infesting our bodies now and starting The Last of Us. It's just, things are
Well, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but if she's going to start a new pandemic, let's just,
I think I'd rather have COVID than a worm in my
Kill her.
brain.
Well,
I don't
did
want
you guys
any
see the-
parasite.
yeah, now.
What's that mean?
Like, we've gotten through COVID. You wouldn't have said that at the beginning of COVID.
No, I still just don't think
Well,
I
we
want a
didn't
worm
know.
in my brain. I think really anything wriggly, creepy crawling beneath my skins.
We got
But the worm
skateboards.
shouldn't be able to transfer. Oh, jeez.
Chris,
We've turned into a, what are they, unboxing show now? Are you guys streaming this live?
my wife just walked in. Our roommate Chris today went to a swap meet and bought us longboards. We're a skating family now.
He went to a what?
Swap meet.
Yeah, you're going to have to explain swap meet.
What
for
does that
myself,
mean?
Mark, and the
Swaporama.
listeners.
It's like a flea market. It's market.
You trade here, you trade there.
Well, people set up.
Is that a bodega versus a corner store? Is it just
It's a flea market. People set up booths with materials and you spend money at it. You can haggle. It's a haggling type of place, though.
So he spent his sweet corn on some longboards. Is that
$35 for
what I
two
believe to be true?
longboards for us. That's pretty cheap.
Is that a good deal?
Yeah, because I mean, like usually like decks are like
One's like 100.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion. I don't ever want to haggle the price on anything. I just want to play full price and not talk to anybody. If there's a sale and it's marked, I'm great.
Jordan, gypsies, they're plenty fine. They're plenty nice.
I'm not buying anything from gypsies. I'm just saying, no, thank you. I'm good.
Anytime we go, like the few times I've been overseas and we go to any sort of like market where people tell me, oh, haggling is encouraged, like a local will tell me, I'll do a very little bit, but then I feel like I'll get back to the same price or even upsell maybe. I'm weak when it comes to haggling.
It just reminds me of that Always Sunny episode where like Charlie's like, yeah, I've never had a pear. Like we're gonna haggle for a pear, and he eats the whole like core and the sticker. You eat the stickers, dude. Yeah, of course I eat the stickers.
What's your thought on this? Are you thrifting for clothes? Are you going to see the treasures out there?
From what I've understood from my wife and roommate, it's more about the knickknacks and like the items there that are being sold for very cheap than
patty wax.
Yeah, like
gizmos aplenty.
Yeah, things that lawn gnomes.
I got who's this and what's it
galore.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
just watched. I forgot to put that on the list. I did watch the live action Mermaid. It was fine.
How was it?
Fine. Yeah,
Did it hold up?
Fine. It was.
The thing about all the live actions, they're just recreating the original movie, computer animated, and that's
you obviously haven't heard all the.
Did they add anything?
All the drama with Snow White, apparently.
No, I haven't.
Let's not get into that. But honestly, fuck all that. Seriously, honestly, a big
sounds like Mark's heard about it.
I'm fucking.
So that's all over your TikTok too, huh?
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, I'm sure I'll hear about
in
it
summation, if you people don't know, I don't really want to talk about this either, but the lead actress has been getting slammed all across the internet because she's been very vocal about this not being the Snow White we grow up with. It's she's going to be a strong leader and a warrior. She's called Prince Charming a stalker, and then also she's been picketing on the writer strike lines and making comments about her deserving every penny for like being in that dress, but she's a high-paid actress, so it's like tonally she's just pissed off everybody, and there's talks of canceling the movie.
The whole
well,
movie?
I think those are just rumors, but yeah, the internet and the world doesn't like her, and everyone's just boycotting the new Snow White now.
She was the person. She was in the remake of West Side Story, right? She played Maria.
Yes.
Is that her?
Which I still haven't seen.
Okay. I liked it.
That's what I heard from people.
It was good. Was it necessary? Absolutely not. I don't know
Is
why
any
they made
remake
it.
apart from Point Break? You tell me. I actually never saw the shitty remake.
I don't get why you. I don't. No, they shouldn't have remade Point Break. I don't know why you remake any classic movie for sure. I can get it if you want to take the plot from a movie nobody remembers or saw. But don't remake classics. You just don't need to do it.
Well, then how do we feel about then? I guess that's kind of like the subject we were talking about in What You Watching. See the bonus content from Cult Classics. But how do we feel about like not the reimagining, but kind of like the bring back of like an old nostalgic thing, like
a reboot.
Yeah,
20
like a
years
Beetlejuice.
Later? I don't think
it worked
works.
with Ghostbusters, the most recent one, but they also failed in between.
That was like a love letter to it, though, and they also brought back a ghost Harold Ramis. It really pulled on people's heartstrings.
That's true. That's true.
And they had the taste of the one with like Melissa McCarthy and stuff, which wasn't good.
We've had taste of it, just like with the Michael.
We're getting lazy. Just make some original content. I just don't understand.
Or
why we need to
copy a movie, create new characters. Just make another Indiana Jones movie. I don't think you can make Ghostbusters, but what are they remaking? Beetlejuice. Figure out a new weird.
We really missed our opportunity.
No. Just fucking do something else. Don't
do
fucking
something
do
We
that.
did miss an opportunity when Chris Pratt was likable enough to be.
He could have been past the torch. They could have made Indiana Jones like Batman, Superman, all these superheroes. Just make him Indiana Jones.
I would have been fine with that. Now
missed
I don't want to see him.
They could have done with Brendan Fraser. The Mummy is essentially Indiana Jones, right?
Well, I'm not necessarily saying like let's keep Indiana Jones.
I still just disagree with all that, like, because it's gonna end up like the Rock Johnson movies where they're way too CGI'd over.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like just make a new character then. I don't
that's
understand why does it have to be called Indiana Jones?
It doesn't.
No.
It can be called The Mummy.
Jordan, we found out with Tom Cruise though that can fail too.
No, I'm just saying you don't have to, you can remake the same movie just with new characters, but like a very similar formulaic plot, and people be like, cool, that's fine. It reminds me of Indiana Jones. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't,
Matt Damon
it doesn't.
already told us though we can't make interesting movies anymore. It has to be a blockbuster to be financially.
No. We can't make original movies because nobody pays to see them, and we can't rent
We all
them
wait
too.
for streaming because that's what I do with interesting looking movies. I'm like, oh, that's going to be really good to watch at home.
Honestly, I used to like to see movies, but since I have a kid, it's like we don't get to see movies as much.
I mean, that makes sense. I've just been busy as shit. I've had a few opportunities close the last few days, but just things popped up. I was going to see that Mission Impossible movie.
Actually, Friday off work, I was going to see a movie, but there's no movie for me that I've seen because I saw the big ones this summer. I saw Oppenheimer, Barbie, and Haunted Mansion. So I'm pretty much set.
And I think, well, I haven't missed my chance yet with any of them, really. Well, except
No, those two will be
theaters for a while.
not Haunted Mansion, but if you want
Haunted
to.
Mansion, I think I will wait for streaming, unfortunately. But I'll be pretty pissed at myself if I don't see Oppenheimer in theaters, at least, just because that one seems like the cinematic experience that should be seen on the big screen, whereas, like,
Out of out of the group, probably, yeah. Plus, it's like, how much attention are you going to pay to it at home when you have all the distractions in the world?
yeah, that's true.
Is anybody walking into the movie theater with, what did you call it, skateboards from
Swap meet?
Swap
Swamp
Meet?
Scott?
Swap Scott? What are we talking
Flea
about?
market. You could just call it a
Swap
flea
meets?
market.
I'd
Yeah,
like
then
to
do that.
use your...
Then just do
Now,
that.
Mark, you've been, well, that's what it's called. It's called the Swaporama. Now, Mark, you've been on my street, Jordan, as well, and it is definitely, it's not good for
You
cars.
guys you don't have a longboarding
No,
street.
it's barely, like
You don't have a car street almost in some portions of it.
You've got like a desert buggy street.
we were
is
talking
what
about
you-
this the
I
other
came there
day.
during winter, and it was
I've
pretty
driven on
bumpy.
smoother level B roads, and those don't get touched at all. Those are dirt.
Those are dirt roads. Those are gravel roads.
Worse than gravel. They're level Bs, and my road's worse than that, and it is paved.
Have we written letters to our aldermen?
There
Have
is
we-
some excitement. There's been spray. There's been
Here's
spray
what I've
paint
learned
marks.
about living in the Chicagoland area.
marks.
You can most certainly grease the wheel of some aldermen. I don't know what it gets done, but I know that a lot of aldermen get in trouble for taking bribes.
Well, I don't have no money to give them, but there is some excitement going on because there's those like construction spray paint marks around some of the streets around us and a little on ours. So
Turns out
Ooh,
there's just
get
like
ready
security
to-
footage of just Chris at like 2 a.m.
spraying
Like,
shit.
Nah, if I know the Chicagoland area, get ready for some metal grates to be put down.
Yeah.
well, no, they'll just dump. Yeah, like exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly
little
what they'll
metal
do.
plates, or like they'll just dump some cement.
Chicago's
into the
not great
hole.
at fixing the problem, but they will toss a big metal crate on anything. Like, we'll take care of it when
I'm
we take care
so
of
scared
it.
those are gonna pop my tire.
Oh, they're terrifying. If you don't know what we're talking
yeah.
about, it's those construction like steel big metal plates that they just put over holes for quick fixes.
They'll layer by layer too. It's not even just one; it may be two. Just kind of patch it up.
This is the most embarrassed I've been driving in a while. Jordan, you were in the car with me. It was it was our parents' car, I think. But I was trying to get around somebody, so I was trying to speed up quick, and they cut me off. But I wasn't looking in front of me, and there was one of those metal plates, and I caught some air when I hit that, and like we bottomed out a little bit, and I was pretty embarrassed. Did not see that happening.
I think it was Jesse came and was staying
Friend of
with
Jordan?
us, and there was a big snowstorm, right? And he parked on one of those metal crates, and he's like, "I'm gonna try to get my car out," but we just could not get any traction. It was just so slippery, so we had to wait till
Yeah, I can imagine.
we had to wait like 2 days because like there's nothing. We tried putting a shovel under it and doing stuff, but nothing could get traction on it.
My car was kind of dead at the time, but there was one winter where it snowed a lot and then melted. And if you remember, there's a period of time at our parents' driveway where when the snow would melt, it would be like 4 inches of fucking skating
Chasm.
ice, and I left my car in that.
Yeah.
So I had to wait like 3 months for the like ice to melt to get my car out of the driveway. It sucked.
I'm excited.
Don't say excited for winter. Don't.
Just a new season that's not summer. I'm over summer.
I'm a,
I want fall. I want some crisp. I don't know if we
As
get
much
fall
as I
anymore.
love Chicago summertime shy, I think fall, and I'm going to include those months to be September through
November.
through November. It's
Early November,
Fall,
at least
fall
to-
and
to
spring
beginning
are
of
just
November.
non-existent in Chicago, but fall, those 2 months are so good.
we're in it right now, kind of weather-wise.
September and October. Yeah, we are. What do
I'll
you,
tell you what I miss aesthetically. Chicago, from neighborhood to neighborhood, just decorates the shit out of Halloween. I'm talking jack-o'-lanterns, all kinds of stuff.
We already have
I
neighbors
miss that.
doing.
It's
we
awesome.
already have neighbors doing what I would call fall decoration. It's scarecrows, it's hay stuff, but it's getting there.
I'm good.
So
I like
you
it.
missed a lot of those. Jordan's like, I'm talking jack-o'-lanterns. I'm talking.
Oh yeah, I'm talking full-size horse skeletons. I'm talking skeletons galore. I'm talking like full themes of movies. You're like, is that a Friday the 13th house? It is. I'm talking pirate scenes. It's all over the place.
It is honestly a fantastic display. Sometimes better than Christmas.
I think it's way
Or
better
at least
than Christmas.
in
I don't
the
know why it is.
people participating in the grandiose decorations that get put up.
Do you know what I think one great thing is that is easier in a city, and I'm assuming that like Boston's like this, New York. A lot of people have fences.
Makes a great graveyard.
You toss graveyard one, but it's so easy to toss spiderwebs on that.
Yeah.
Boom. We're all doing our work, and it sucks to. It's hard to decorate.
We moved in.
That's a good point.
Go ahead.
There's a lot of good pop-up shops, especially in Halloween and even in Christmas. But the better time to be outside enjoying them is Halloween.
Oh yeah, for
you know what I mean? Because there's the they do it at Wrigley. I know the Christmas one with Chris Kindle Market. It's just so bitter cold.
It's
at that
too
time.
hard
Holy
to
shit.
be out there. It's too much.
They do the same thing though in late fall Halloween, and it's just more enjoyable
Ooh.
to be wearing layers.
I'm running out of time to go
wearing
apple
some
picking. I
flannel.
didn't go this year, and that is a fun get into fall thing for us, where we get real into apple pies and caramel apple.
Ooh, I am probably 1 year away. Oh, I might have to do apple picking this year actually.
You run out of time. Season's ending.
Then I guess.
Because it's always in
But
fall
I
when you
just know
want to
that
do
we've
it that you realize the apples are dead. I mean, it's a fruit tree.
It's for the picture.
Well, and
It's for the
closer to
picture.
Halloween you get, the more, more popular it is, the more busy it will be. It's going to be harder to get on the hay rides. It's going to be harder to pick the apples.
I'll tell you the best part about all those places. It's the apple cider donuts, man. They're always made fresh by like a kitchen full of like workers.
They're
Oh
good.
God, they're great.
100%.
No matter which apple picking
100%.
place you go to, they all got them.
I am getting suckered into like I don't normally put rum in drinks, but like when I get to seasonal pop-up shots, I'm like toss a shot of rum in there for me or whiskey,
That is
whatever you
still
got.
the one hard
Just a little
alcohol
nip.
rum I cannot do because of mistakes
And
made.
that'll be $26.99.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. Would you like to pay all at once or split it into 3 easy payments? It's gonna fucking cost you. Well, what do you got in there? It's like, well, we have Nabisco hot chocolate and
One
Captain
shot
Morgan
of rum. Yeah.
One shot.
I talked
of
about
rum.
this a few episodes ago, but when I got that margarita at Margaritaville, it was the most expensive drink I've ever paid for, but it was maybe the best margarita
All right,
I've had in a
then.
while.
I think you owe an apology. To
I didn't hate on it.
Margaritaville.
I'm
If
just
you go
saying
back,
two
I-
true statements. It costs a lot, and it was very delightful. Both true.
I think you owe Jimmy Buffett an apology.
I mean, go back and listen to our last episode. Jimmy Buffett grinds hard for more information.
I don't know that he does.
He's
I
a
think
billionaire.
He's got a restaurant chain.
He's
He
coasting.
is, but it's.
He did something to get it, Jordan.
See,
You know what I mean?
I would say he grinds as hard as George Foreman does for his net worth. He just got in on the right time.
Cheeseburger in paradise.
Well, we're coming up on about an hour now. Can we wrap it up for this week, boys?
Sure. You know what I like? I don't really like the drinks because they're too sugary, but I love a tiki bars.
Agreed. I wish I could drink there without feeling like shit the next morning, but yeah, same problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of coconut,
it's
a
like
lot of
getting
rum.
the rum's fine, but
sugary
it's like
mixes,
the gallon
yeah.
of Kool-Aid that goes along with it with grenadine. That's like,
Can I make a bold
That's
statement
it.
before we log off?
Of course
real
you
quick?
can.
it better. Yeah, yeah.
Just before we get into the this is sort of the end of the summer, I feel like podcast. It's been very hot the past couple weeks, and I think we're gonna have
I
another
think it's
surge.
supposed to get hot again.
I think top 3 inventions in the past 100 years has to be air conditioning. Besides like
personal.
cell phone or like internet, I think the next one right after those two is air
I'd
conditioning.
much rather lose my phone than
Let-
our AC going out like next week when it's hot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
deal without the internet. I need that fucking sweet.
Take
AC.
away all medical, like medication and advancements and that type of stuff, just like at home stuff.
That's a pretty big one. Because even if the
Air
AC is
conditioning.
out, I'm just laying lethargic anyway, not doing anything. So it's like same result as it, losing my phone.
Our AC went out for a day and a half, and it sucked.
Sucked.
Sucked
I'll
so
agree with
bad.
that.
It was not cool.
Well,
Yeah.
with that note, thanks for listening to Urban Hermit Podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure you listen to the whole Majestic Jam Network, Cult Classics Podcast. I'm Not Crazy. And until then, we'll check you on the next episode. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.